George Square in Glasgow, the start of stage one of the OVO Energy Tour of Britain. 201.5 kilometres awaited the riders as they rolled out of the city has last hosted the European Championships in 2018. 3 Iceberg sprints for the red jersey awaited the riders along the route. 3 Skoda King of the Mountains as they headed towards kilometre zero. Beautiful sunny day for the riders heading down to a new finish in Kirkcudbright on the occasion. After a flurry of attacks, it was James Fouché of Wigan's Le Col that eventually took a group clear that also contained Gediminas Bagdonas, Rory Townsend of Canyon DHB, Connor Dunn of Israel Cycling Academy, and Dries de Bont of Corendon Circus. Just as the express train was leaving the station, Jacob Scott of Swift Carbon Pro Cycling attacked from the peloton and got himself onto the back of the breakaway group. The first objective of the day was the Iceberg intermediate sprint in Kilmarnock at 157.9 kilometres to go. It was Dries de Bont that started his sprint. He was being challenged by Gediminas Bagdonas of AG2R Le Mondial, but de Bont taking the first bonus seconds and bonus points ahead of Bagdonas, with Rory Townsend, the Irish rider from Canyon DHB, that missed out on the maximum points, taking third on this occasion. The breakaway group, though, were not being given too much of an advantage from the peloton behind as they moved on towards the first King of the Mountains of the day at Lamdowty Hill. 2.7 kilometres in length, average gradient of 5.7%. It was Jumbo-Visma that were doing all of the work on the front of the peloton behind. Jacob Scott took maximum points as they crested the summit of the Category 2 climb. On to Dalmellington for Sprint 2, and on this occasion it was Rory Townsend that managed to outsprint Gediminas Bagdonas to take maximum points, with the winner of the opening sprint, Dries de Bont, taking 1 point in third place. On to the King of the Mountains climb down Mellington, 6.1 kilometres in length. At the summit, Jacob Scott, who had challenged for the King of the Mountains jersey 2 years ago, took another 6 points ahead of Fouché, Townsend, de Bont and Bagdonas to give himself 12 points in the King of the Mountains classification, building quite an advantage. On to Cosfern, the third intermediate sprint. It was Rory Townsend of Canyon DHB that again on this occasion made light work of the sprint and managed to out-sprint Bagdonas and de Bont. Even took the time to wish his dad a happy birthday. I'm sure the card was in the post. The peloton were in full flight. They had just one objective left. That would be the Category 3 climb of the King of the Mountains. It was a beautiful day and a historic one as they went past Dundrennan Abbey and headed towards Kirkcudbright. Jake Scott, maximum points on his day out in the breakaway, taking 4 points ahead of de Bont. Fouché and Townsend were not far behind them. The Wicker Man, the venue for the famous film shot in Dumfries and Galloway. Not too many tumbles on the opening day of the race. Quickly up and on their way again. The breakaway was now down to just 3 riders. De Bont and Scott attacked. That was enough for the New Zealand national champion. De Bont was last man standing for Corendon Circus. He had his team leader, Matthew van der Poel, one of the favourites for the stage. It was now down to a bunch sprint. Mitchelton Scott were trying to set things up for Matteo Trentin through 1 kilometre to go. And it was Armin Grøndal Jansen that hit the front for Jumbo-Visma, with Mike Turnison right on the wheel. Dylan Groenewegen, double winner of stages of the Tour of Britain in the past. And Grøndal Jansen left Turnison with 2 members of Mitchelton Scott right on his wheel. His teammate and sprinter, Groenewegen in yellow, poised and ready. Chimolai, Swift, Van der Poel, all very much to the front. As the sprint opened up, Trentin was looking calm, had a glance over the top, but Groenewegen was the man who was poised and ready. Trentin made his move. Groenewegen came off the wheel. Van der Poel was up there as well. But the 1, 2, 3, the stage belonged to Dylan Groenewegen, with Chimolai and Trentin making the podium. Dylan Groenewegen celebrates the opening day stage victory and the OVO Energy green leaders jersey, congratulated by Chimolai and Van der Poel. The aerial shot of the sprint. Matteo Trentin comes off the wheel of his teammates perfectly, but Groenewegen, the man on a form, comes through. Chimolai, what a season he's having in the blue and white of Israel Cycling Academy. But the day belongs to the Dutchman. Confirmation of your stage result from Glasgow to Kirkcudbright. Dylan Groenewegen takes it from Chimolai and Trentin. Van der Poel, Swift, Valet, Tronson, De Bois, Bostock and Modolo, your top 10. Onto the podium, Dylan Groenewegen, a sight that we have seen many times in the Tour of Britain, and I'm sure it's not the last visit to the podium this year for the Jumbo-Visma man. The general classification going into stage 2, Dylan Groenewegen now leads Rory Townsend by 3 seconds. Chimolai at 4 with Bagdonis, De Bont, Trentin, Van der Poel, Swift, Valet and Tronson. The top 10 all within 10 seconds. The first leader's jersey of this year's OVO Energy Tour of Britain belongs to Dylan Groenewegen, but it is a tough parcours this year for the race. It would be a tall order for him to run out the winner in Manchester on stage 8. Jacob Scott, great day out for the Swift Carbon rider, pulling on the first Skoda King of the Mountains jersey of this year's race. Rory Townsend takes the red Iceberg Sprints jersey. Stage 2 starts and finishes in Kelso. Join us for more action tomorrow.